Hi, I'm Davina Shamaya, and just like you, I am recovering from complex post-traumatic stress disorder and narcissistic abuse. And I'm a life coach, and I'm here to share my experience and knowledge with you. And right now, I'm doing a series on keys to healing. And today, I would like to talk about feeling your painful emotions. And this is something just so basic to healing. I mean, you gotta feel it to heal it, as the saying goes. And I guess I remember a blog. It was my first blog that I ever wrote, and I wrote about a shiny stone on the beach that had been covered up with I don't know, like barnacles and like dirt or sand, and and remembering that true essence is that shiny rock, that shiny stone underneath all of that stuff that, had been piled on top of it, all the debris and stuff. So that's how I like to think about the wounding of our childhood, all that trauma. Like, we were born into this world, this, shiny, just pure, innocent, our basic nature is to be peaceful and loving and joyous. And that is our core being. And as we grow up in our narcissistic family, that debris gets piled on and piled on and piled on, layers and layers of it. And so the way to get back to, a place of peacefulness and more joy and more fulfillment, more contentment, is to, peel away those layers of just, yeah, so many painful emotions that that have been, yeah, just collecting for years, maybe, just repressed. And so yeah, I mean, we live in a culture where it's like, well, there's so many little quick fixes out there. They say, well, just think positive or do these positive affirmations. That's how I started my journey. I was like doing positive affirmations, like, I feel good. I feel so happy. And like, I was not feeling happy at all. I was like dying inside, um, and so, yeah, like our culture is really messed up in terms of like, we just want everyone to be happy. That's kind of the screwed up world we live in. And yeah, it doesn't work like that. We're humans. We have a whole range of emotions. I have this feelings wheel here. I might have shown it to you before, but it's coming very handy for me. Yeah. And so, like, it shows you when your needs are met, of course, you have all these wonderful feelings of, yeah, being peaceful and loving and trusting. You're curious and joyful, and you're feeling good about yourself. And then you have on the other side, when your needs are not being met, you're feeling ashamed and sad, maybe shocked, afraid, disgusted, angry. And yeah, so to get to that core joy, we need to, like, yeah, feel those unfelt emotions, all that anger that has, and you may not even, depending on where you are in your journey, you might think, me angry? I don't feel angry. I used to be like that. Like I can't believe, like, in my 30s, on the outside, I looked like a very happy woman. Um, but yeah, now, like, I have a lot of anger to process and a lot of grief, a lot of sadness to still be processed. And this might be like decades of work. I'm realizing it's like, is there another layer? Oh my God, I've cried like so much. And you're like, oh my God, it's another layer. So yeah, it really takes a lot of patience and persistence, and yeah, just so much self-compassion. And so some tips, I mean, one of the most difficult things of feeling feelings as a survivor of narcissistic abuse is, the shoulds that that's how our normal reaction is to our feelings, because that's what we were taught, right? That to deny, to shame our feelings. So for me, when I have a feeling, it's like I'm getting much better at it, but still sometimes my automatic reaction is like, no. It's like, no, I shouldn't be feeling this way. I'm not supposed to be feeling this way. I shouldn't be angry. I'm not supposed to be sad. No, I'm not sad, So that's sometimes still my first just conditioned response to when I have a feeling. So it takes a great deal of practice just to be able to first, just validate that feeling and go, I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling ashamed, and just stick with those real core ones, in the beginning, I think. And then, you can kind of fine tune it. Like, I'm feeling irritated. I'm feeling heartbroken. And you can start to widen your emotional vocabulary. So it's really takes a lot of just practice. Like, what am I feeling? What am I really feeling? And it can be like, there can be so much denial about how we're feeling. I'm probably in denial right now about how I'm feeling. So it's just a practice. And I've come up with some, 4 S's. And feelings need, number one, they need safety. They need to be in a place where, you're in a real safe place, and those emotions feel now free to like come up and be explored and be expressed and released. So if you're in an abusive relationship, or your job situation doesn't feel safe for you, it's going to be harder to get those feelings to come up, because they just, your inner child is just waiting for that kind of sense of safety and security. So getting out of those situations is definitely key. I mean, you can still do some processing, of course, but it's really like, when I left my husband and I got my own apartment, that was just such a huge turning point for me, where like I created this sanctuary for myself for healing. And this is my place and only me. And I feel free to be just really authentic here and let my feelings out as needed. So safety is key. Spaciousness is also key. And what I mean by that is just having spaciousness in your life, right? If you're really busy and you're running around and you're working and you're going meeting friends and you're going doing that and busy, there's no space for your feelings to come up, right? And spaciousness can also mean literal space too. Like if you have a lot of clutter around you, that can be like just mentally and emotionally draining. So it's really important to try and like sort of clear out your life. I added an extra S, simplicity. We'll add that for number 3, simplicity. That's another thing I really did after I, left my husband, is I really started to simplify my life. And that created it goes along with spaciousness. It created the spaciousness so that I could have the time and the energy to do this work, because it takes tremendous time, energy, and effort. So like I've got myself on like a 2-week meal plan, and I just do the same meal plans. I know it's boring, but I don't have to be thinking, what am I making for dinner tonight? What am I going to have for lunch tomorrow? It's just like, it's all planned out. And the same with my wardrobe. If you haven't noticed already, I have like 25 of the same t-shirts, and I just rotate them. I've got 4 pairs of leggings, and I just rotate them. So I'm just like, I have things, if I find shoes, I buy 3 pairs of them so that I just have those shoes, and I don't have to like think about buying another pair, like figuring out, because like even simple things like shopping can take up so much time and energy. So if you just, for me, this is just me, I'm just sending out tips, may or may not work for you. But simplicity has really been effective for me. And another one is stillness. Again, it kind of goes along with, with the spaciousness. And if we're constantly in motion, constantly and busy, and like checking our emails and going on Facebook, or like just you know, maybe going out and just, so it's really important to see like, you know, where am I putting my energies, and can I cultivate some stillness in my life where I'm just still and I'm not moving. Because once, like, I find like stillness can be just so incredibly like I just, even just right now, if I just take a moment, just stop moving, stop thinking, listen to a bird outside, drop down into my body, right? Everything changes. It just starts to really, you know, you're just settling, you're coming down from here, like, yeah. And even just now I'm noticing, oh, I was talking so fast. Well, of course I'm talking fast. I'm in a flashback right now, right? Um, so stillness is, has really, and that's part of yoga nidra too, is just lying in complete stillness. And I've trained myself to just not even move, like get really comfortable and then just not even move for like an hour. I have to be careful with this because that can also, um, you know, lead me into not enough action. There's always a balance because you want to still be in action and doing things and being empowered and taking wise steps in your life, but then finding that time for stillness and silence, which is the last one. Silence, just yeah, not having distractions. Like we have so many distractions in our world, you know, noise distractions. So it's like, yeah, I don't have a TV, and I haven't even really been listening to music because even lyrics are just, yeah, like maybe I sometimes play like some Tibetan singing bowls or something like that, just very like very slow, very mellow. So yeah, just getting into a place of silence, and it goes along with the stillness. If you can get into the stillness and the silence, into that kind of just space where, yeah, this is all things that are going to encourage, allow your feelings to start to come up, so that they can be felt. So again, those 5 ones that I came up was safety, spaciousness, simplicity, stillness, and silence. All S's, wonderful. And solitude has actually worked well for me too. Again, we don't want to go into isolating, but I think there is some solitude that is necessary for the healing process. I know, like if I had had a roommate, when I think, oh my God, I was looking for a roommate, and I'm like, oh God, if I had been there, I never would have accomplished the kind of healing that I have by living by myself. But at the same time, you need to be, I think anyway, need to be seeking out help and communities and, you know, a therapist or a trusted friend at the same time, so that we don't go into that, you know, kind of isolation mode. So yeah, like I go to ACA meetings, which I'm going to be going to in the next few minutes here. So things like that, safe places where your feelings will, where that inner child will feel comfortable and safe in letting those feelings come up and come out. So yeah, I mean, feeling these really painful, deeply, some of them are just deep. And if you're highly sensitive, you're going to feel things even more. That's the hardest part, I think, about, I mean, it's kind of a double, I don't know, what do you call that? You know, it's both good, it's both, you know, because you're highly sensitive, you're going to be sensitive and subtle. You're going to be aware of the subtle things in your feelings. So that's a gift in your healing process, is, you know, like you're going to know like the subtleties. You're going to begin to learn like the subtleties in your body and in your, like, what's going on. But at the same time, it can be like really like, we feel, well, I don't know about you, but I feel things really deeply and really intensely. So it can be scary sometimes to go, like when I started this, I was like sometimes I think I was just terrified of things like my grief or my just terrified of feeling those things. So along with the shooting, there's also just the fear, like, oh my God, this feeling just feels terrifying to feel. So, building that kind of container for yourself, like, by getting into your body will help to allow that, allow your feelings, like spaciousness in your body. I guess I never really thought about that one, but there's another one like yoga nidra too, like gives that spaciousness. You feel a spaciousness in your body, and then you'll start to feel, or you might feel, I shouldn't say you will feel, I don't know what you're going to feel, but you might feel that you have this more of a container, like you feel like, okay, I can feel this grief, I can do this, I can be with this. Because it can feel really, really scary sometimes to go to these really difficult places. So yeah, it is important to, also find those people, those trusted, very trusted people that will hold your hand along the way, So I've got more to say than I thought I did, but I hope that some of that was helpful for you today. And if you have any questions, please let me know, or any comments. I really appreciate any feedback that you have, or anything you'd like me to do a video on. So thank you so much for being here with me today. And I am wishing you many, many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I am Davina Shemaya at Boldness Blooming.